Artificial intelligence will be important in the future because it represents a fundamental shift in how humans understand intelligence, labor, creativity, and decision making. At its core, AI is not merely a tool that automates tasks. It is a general purpose technology comparable to electricity or the internet, capable of reshaping nearly every domain of human activity. As societies confront challenges such as aging populations, climate change, economic inequality, and rapid technological disruption, AI will increasingly serve as both an amplifier of human potential and a mirror that reflects humanity's value, biases, and aspirations. Understanding why AI matters requires examining its role across economic systems, social structures, scientific inquiry, governance, and everyday life, while also considering the ethical responsibilities that accompany its expansion. One of the most significant reasons AI will be important in the future lies in its impact on productivity and economic growth. Historically, periods of sustained economic expansion has been driven by technologies that increase output without proportionally increasing labor. AI promises precisely this effect by enabling machines to perform complex cognitive tasks once thought to be uniquely humane. In manufacturing, AI-driven robotics can adapt to new designs, detect defects in real time, and optimize production lines with minimal downtime. In services, AI systems can analyze massive data sets to forecast demand, personalize customer experiences, and streamline logistics. These efficiencies can lower costs, increase output, and free human workers from repetitive tasks, allowing them to focus on higher value activities that require creativity, judgment, and interpersonal skills. However, the economic importance of AI extends beyond productivity gains alone. AI will reshape labor markets by redefining the nature of work itself. Rather than simply replacing jobs, AI is likely to transform occupations by automating specific tasks within them. For example, doctors may rely on AI systems to analyze medical images or predict disease risks, while retaining responsibilities for diagnosis, treatment decisions, and patient communication. Lawyers may use AI to review contracts or search case law, enabling them to spend more time on strategy and advocacy. Teachers may use AI-powered tools to assess student progress and personalize instruction, while continuing to provide mentorship and emotional support. In this sense, AI becomes a collaborator rather than a competitor, augmenting human capabilities and changing what it means to be skilled in a given profession. At the same time, AI's importance in the future cannot be separated from concerns about inequality and social distribution. The benefits of AI-driven productivity may accrue disproportionately to those who own data, algorithms, and computational infrastructure, potentially widening the gap between individuals, firms, and nations. Highly skilled workers who can design, manage, or complement AI systems may see rising wages, while those whose tasks are easily automated may face job displacement or downward pressure on incomes. Addressing these skills will require proactive policies such as investment in education and skilling, social safety nets, and frameworks for fair distribution of technological gains. AI's importance therefore lies not only in what it can do, but in how societies choose to govern its integration into economic life. Beyond economics, AI will be crucial to scientific discovery and innovation. Modern science increasingly relies on the ability to analyze vast and complex data sets from genomic sequences to astronomical observations. AI excels at identifying patterns, generating hypotheses, and optimizing experimental design in ways that exceed human cognitive limits. In medicine, AI models can analyze genetic data to identify disease markers, accelerate drug discovery by predicting molecular interactions, and design personalized treatment plans based on a patient's unique profile. In physics and chemistry, AI can stimulate complex systems, discover new materials, and optimize energy storage technologies. By accelerating the pace of discovery, AI has the potential to unlock breakthroughs that address some of humanity's most pressing challenges. AI role in addressing global problems is another reason it will be indispensable in the future. Climate change, for example, is a complex multidimensional problem involving atmospheric science, economics, human behavior, and political coordination. AI can contribute by improving climate modeling, optimizing energy grids, and enhancing the efficiency of renewable energy systems. Smart grids powered by AI can balance supply and demand in real time, reducing waste and integrating variable energy sources such as wind and solar. AI-driven analytics can also help policymakers evaluate the impact of environmental policies and design more effective interventions. Similarly, in agriculture, AI can improve crop yields through precision farming, optimize water usage, and predict pest outbreaks, contributing to food security in a changing climate. Healthcare is another domain where AI's future importance is especially pronounced. As populations age and healthcare systems face increasing demand, AI offers tools to improve efficiency, accuracy, and accessibility. AI-powered diagnostic systems can assist clinicians in detecting diseases earlier and more accurately, potentially improving outcomes and reducing costs. Remote monitoring devices combined with AI analytics can track patients' health in real time, enabling preventive care and reducing hospital admissions. In regions with limited access to medical professionals, AI-driven tools can provide basic diagnostic support and health education, narrowing global disparities in healthcare access. While AI will not replace human caregivers, it can extend their reach and enhance the quality of care they provide. Education will also be transformed by AI in ways that underscore its long-term importance. Traditional education systems often struggle to accommodate diverse learning styles, paces, and backgrounds. AI-enabled learning platforms can adapt content to individual students, providing personalized feedback and target support. By analyzing patterns in student performance, AI can identify areas where learners struggle and suggest interventions before gaps widen. Teachers can use these insights to tailor instruction and allocate their time more effectively. Moreover, AI can democratize access to high quality educational resources, enabling learners around the world to acquire skills that were once limited to elite institutions. In a future where continuous learning is essential, AI-driven education will be a cornerstone of human development. The importance of AI in the future also extends to governance and public administration. Governments increasingly face complex policy challenges that require balancing competing interests, managing limited resources, and responding to rapidly changing conditions. AI can support evidence-based policymaking by analyzing large data sets, simulating policy outcomes, and identifying unintended consequences. In urban planning, AI can optimize traffic flows, reduce energy consumption, and improve public safety through predictive analytics. In public services, AI-driven systems can streamline administrative processes, reduce corruption, and improve responsiveness to citizens' needs. When used responsibly, AI can enhance transparency and efficiency, strengthening trust between governments and the public. Nevertheless, the use of AI in governance raises critical ethical and democratic concerns, which further highlights its importance. Decisions informed or made by AI systems can have profound consequences for individuals and communities, from welfare eligibility to criminal justice outcomes. Ensuring fairness, accountability, and transparency in AI-driven decision-making is essential to prevent discrimination and protect human rights. The future importance of AI will therefore depend on the development of robust legal and ethical frameworks that define acceptable uses, establish oversight mechanisms, and ensure that human judgment remains central in high-stakes decisions. AI's power makes it important, but also demands a careful stewardship. What is stewardship? Stewardship. But also demands careful stewardship. Another dimension of AI's future importance lies in its influence on culture and creativity. AI systems are increasingly capable of generating music, art, literature, and film, challenging traditional notions of authorship and originality. While some fear that AI-generated content may diminish human creativity, others see it as a new medium that expands creative possibilities. Artists and writers can use AI as a tool for inspiration, experimentation, and collaboration, exploring styles and ideas that might otherwise remain inaccessible. The importance of AI in culture, therefore, is not about replacing human expression, but about redefining the relationship between technology and creativity in ways that reflecting evolved cultural values. AI will also shape how individuals interact with information and with each other. In an era of information overload, AI-driven recommendation systems curate news, entertainment, and social media content, influencing what people see and how they perceive the world. This power makes AI important in shaping public discourse, but also raises concerns about echo chambers. Misinformation, and manipulation. The future significance of AI will depend on how societies address these risks, promoting media literacy, transparency in algorithms, and accountability for platform design. AI's role in information ecosystems underscores its broader impact on democracy, social cohesion, and individual autonomy. From a geopolitical perspective, AI will be a key factor in international competition and cooperation. Nations that lead in AI research, talent, and infrastructure may gain strategic advantages in economic growth, military capability, and technological influence. As a result, AI is often described as a new arena of global competition comparable to space exploration or nuclear technology in earlier eras. At the same time, many of the challenges associated with AI, such as cybersecurity, autonomous weapons, and cross-border data flows, require international cooperation. The importance of AI in the future will thus be shaped by global norms, agreements, and institutions that balance national interests with shared responsibilities. AI future importance is also deeply connected to questions about human identity and meaning. As machines become capable of performing tasks, as machines become capable of performing tasks that involve perception, language, and reasoning, societies will need to reconsider what distinguishes human intelligence. This reflection may lead to a renewed emphasis on qualities such as empathy, moral judgment, and self-awareness, which are difficult to replicate in machines. AI can prompt humans to clarify their values, redefine success, and explore new forms of collaboration between humans and technology. In this sense, AI is not a technological development, but a philosophical catalyst that challenges long-held assumptions about intelligence and agency. Ethical considerations will play a central role in determining why and how AI matters in the future. Issues such as data privacy, surveillance, bias, and consent are already prominent, and they will intensify as AI systems become more pervasive. AI ethical considerations will play a central role in determining why and how AI matters in the future. Issues such as data privacy, surveillance, bias, and consent are already prominent, and they will intensify as AI systems become more pervasive. The ability of AI to process personal data at scale creates opportunities for personalization and efficiency at scale, but also risks undermine individual autonomy and dignity. Establishing ethical principles that prioritize human well-being, respect for rights, and social trust is essential to ensuring that AI's importance translates into positive outcomes. This requires collaboration among technologists, policymakers, and ethicists, and the public. AI's importance in the future is also evident in its role as an enabler of other emerging technologies. Advances in fields such as biotechnology, biorobotics, and the Internet of Things are increasingly intertwined with AI capabilities. For example, autonomous vehicles rely on AI for perception, navigation, and decision-making, while smart cities depend on AI to integrate data from sensors and infrastructure. In biotechnology, AI accelerates gene editing, research, and personalized medicine by serving as a connective tissue among diverse technologies. AI amplifies innovation across the entire technological landscape, making it a foundational element of future progress. At the individual level, AI will increasingly shape daily life in subtle but significant ways. in subtle but significant ways. Virtual assistants, recommendation systems, and smart devices will anticipate needs, manage schedules, and personalize environments. While these conveniences can enhance quality of life, they also raise questions about dependence, agency, and control. The importance of AI in everyday life will depend on how individuals and societies balance convenience with autonomy, ensuring that technology serves human goals rather than dictating them. Developing digital literacy and critical awareness will be essential to navigating an AI-rich environment. Finally, AI's importance in the future must be understood as an ongoing process rather than a fixed outcome. The trajectory of AI development is shaped by human choices, including how research is funded, which applications are prioritized, and how risks are managed. AI is not an inevitable force that predetermines consequences. It is a human-created system whose impact reflects collective decisions. Recognizing this agency is crucial to understanding why AI matters. It matters because it offers powerful tools that can either reinforce existing problems or help address them in transformative ways. In conclusion, AI will be important in the future because it touches nearly every aspect of human life, from economic productivity and scientific discovery to governance, culture, and personal identity. Its capacity to augment human intelligence, solve complex problems that reshape social structures makes it one of the most consequential technologies of the modern era. At the same time, its power introduces risks that require careful ethical consideration, inclusive policymaking, and global cooperation. The future importance of AI will ultimately be determined not only by technological advances, but by the values and institutions that guide its use. By approaching AI with humility, responsibility, and a commitment to human well-being, societies can ensure that this technology becomes a force for shared progress rather than division. The data over nature versus nurture is one of the most enduring and influential discussions in the study of human behavior. At its core, the debate asks whether human traits are primarily shaped by biological inheritance or by environmental influences. Nature refers to genetic endowment, including inherited physical characteristics or predispositions, while nurture encompasses environmental factors such as family, education, culture, and social experiences. Understanding the relationship between these forces is essential because it shapes how societies interpret intelligence, personality, morality, mental health, and social inequality. Historically, the nature-nurture debate was framed as a strict opposition. Early biological determinists argued that genetics alone governed human abilities and behavior. Thinkers influenced by Darwinian theory often emphasized heredity, claiming that intelligence, temperament, and even moral character were largely fixed at birth. In contrast, philosophers such as John Locke proposed the idea of the mind as tabula rasa. What is the tabula rasa? Tabula rasa. 타뷸라 라사? 정해진 의견이 없는 상태, 백지 상태의 마음. 타뷸라 라사. The idea of the mind as a tabula rasa or blank slate, suggesting that experience and education shape individuals almost entirely. These opposing views influenced education systems, legal frameworks, and social policies for centuries. Modern science, however, have largely moved beyond this binary opposition. Advances in genetics, neuroscience, and psychology show that nature and nurture are deeply intertwined rather than competing explanations. Genes provide a range of possibilities, but environment determine how, when, and to what extent those possibilities are realized. For example, a person may inherit a genetic disposition for high intelligence but without proper nutrition, education, and stimulation. The potential may never fully develop. Similarly, a supportive environment can help individuals overcome genetic vulnerabilities, such as a predisposition to anxiety or depression. One of the strongest arguments against a purely genetic explanation of human behavior comes from studies of twins. Identical twins share nearly all of their genes, yet when raised in different environments, they often show meaningful differences in personality, values, and life outcomes. These differences highlight the powerful role of upbringing, culture, and personal experience. At the same time, similarities between twins raised apart demonstrate that genetics still play a significant role. The twin studies therefore reinforce the conclusion that both nature and nurture operate simultaneously. What happened to me? The twin studies therefore reinforce the conclusion that both nature and nurture operate simultaneously. The interaction between genetics and environment is especially clear in the field of epigenetics. Epigenetics examines how environmental factors can influence gene expression without changing the DNA sequence itself. Stress, diet, trauma, and social relationships can activate or suppress certain genes, shaping behavior and health outcomes over time. This means that genes are not static instructions but dynamic systems responsive to lived experience. Epigenetics has profound implications, suggesting that social conditions such as poverty, discrimination, or neglect can have biological consequences that extend across generations. Education provides another lens through which the nature versus nurture debate can be examined. Intelligence was once widely believed to be fixed and inherited, leading to rigid tracking systems and unequal educational opportunities. Contemporary research, however, emphasizes the role of mindset, teaching quality and learning environment. While cognitive ability has a genetic component, factors such as parent involvement, early childhood education, and access to resources strongly influence academic achievement. This understanding supports policies aimed at reducing educational inequality rather than accepting differences as biological inevitable. The debate also has ethical and political implications. Overemphasis on nature can lead to fatalism, justifying social inequality as natural or unavoidable. Historically, extreme biological determinism contributed to harmful ideologies such as eugenics and racial hierarchy. Ideology. Ideology. Ideologies such as eugenics and racial hierarchy. On the other hand, an exclusive focus on nurture may underestimate biological constraints and place unrealistic expectations on individuals or institutions. A balanced perspective recognizes biological diversity while affirming the moral responsibility to create environments in which people can thrive. Mental health further illustrates the complexity of the nature-nurture relationship. Disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and major depression have genetic components, but environmental triggers often determine whether symptoms emerge. Childhood trauma, chronic stress, and social isolation can significantly increase risk, while strong social support and early intervention can reduce severity. This understanding has shifted mental health treatment toward integrated approaches that combine medicine with psychotherapy and social support. In contemporary society, the nature versus nurture debate remains highly relevant as technology advances. Genetic testing, personalized medicine, and artificial intelligence increasingly rely on biological data to predict behavior and outcomes. These developments raise questions about privacy, responsibility, and free will. If behavior is seen as genetically influenced, how should society assign moral or legal responsibility? At the same time, recognizing environmental influence reinforces the importance of social intervention, investment in healthcare, education, and community well-being. In conclusion, the nature versus nurture debate is no longer about choosing one side over the other. Human development is best understood as a result of a continuous interaction between genetic inheritance and environmental experience. Nature provides the framework, but nurture shapes its expression. This integrated perspective encourages compassion, scientific humility, and social responsibility. By acknowledging both biological limits and environmental possibilities, societies can move toward more effective policies and a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, UNICEF Executive Director, and all of excellencies and distinguished guests from across the world. My name is Kim Namjoon, also known as RM, the leader of the group BTS. It's an incredible honor to be invited to an occasion which is such significant for today's young generation. Last November, BTS launched the Love Myself campaign with UNICEF, building on our belief that true love first begins with loving myself. When you have partnering with UNICEF's End Violence program to protect children and young people over the world from violence, our fans have become a major part of this campaign with their action and with their enthusiasm. We truly have the best fans in the world. I would like to begin by talking about myself. I was born in Ilsan, a city near Seoul, South Korea. It's a really beautiful place with a lake, hills, and even an annual flower festival. I spent a very happy childhood there, and I was just an ordinary boy. I used to look up at the night. I used to look up at the night sky in wonder, and I used to dream the dreams of a boy. I used to imagine that I was a superhero who could save the world. I'm in an intro to one of our early albums. In an intro to one of our early albums, there is a line that says, "My heart stopped when I was maybe 9 or 10. My heart stopped when I was maybe 9 or 10. Looking back, I think that's when I began to worry about what other people thought of me and started singing myself through their eyes. I stopped looking up at the night skies and the stars. I stopped daydreaming. Instead, I just tried to jam myself into the molds that other people made. Soon I began to shut out my own voice and started to listen to the voices of others. No one called out my name, and neither did I. My heart stopped and my eyes closed shut. So like this, we all lost our names. We became like ghosts. But I had one sanctuary, and that was music. There was a small voice in me that said, "Wake up, man, and listen to yourself." But it took me quite a long time to hear music calling my real name. Even after making the decision to join BTS, there were a lot of hurdles. Some people might not believe, but most people thought we were hopeless. And sometimes I just wanted to quit. But I think I was very lucky that I didn't give it all up. And I'm sure that we will keep stumbling and failing like this. BTS has become artists performing in those huge stadiums and selling millions of albums right now. But I'm still an ordinary 24-year-old guy. If there's anything that I achieved, it was only possible that I have my other BTS members right by my side. And because of the love and support that our ARMY fans all over the world made for us. Maybe I made a mistake yesterday, but yesterday's me is still me. Today I'm who I am with all my faults and my mistakes, because tomorrow I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that will be me too. These faults and mistakes are what I am, making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life. I have become to love myself for who I am, for who I was, and for who I hope to become. I would like to say one last thing. After releasing our Love Yourself albums and launching the Love Myself campaign, we started to hear remarkable stories from our fans all over the world. How our message helped them become how our message helped them how our message helped them help how our message helped them overcome how our message help how our message how our message helped them overcome their hardships in life and start loving themselves. Those stories constantly remind us of our responsibility. So let's all take one more step. We have learned to love ourselves, so now I urge you to speak yourself. I'd like to ask all of you, what is your name? What excites you and makes your heart beat? Tell me your story. I want to hear your voice. And I want to hear your conviction. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, just speak yourself. Find your name and find your voice by speaking yourself. I'm Kim Namjoon and also RM of BTS. I'm an idol and I'm an artist from a small town in Korea. Like most people, I've made many and plenty mistakes in my life. I have made faults and I have many more fears. But I'm going to embrace myself as hard as I can. And I'm starting to love myself gradually, just little by little. What is your name? Speak yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you very much with so many young fans around the world. It was a pleasure having BTS with us, and I am thankful that you see your platform and creativity to reach young audiences with positive messages about what it means to be a young person in the world today.